Good morning, you guys. Today is the 21st of November, Tuesday morning. We are currently just a little bit east of Enid, Oklahoma, and heading westbound on US 412, going toward Enid. We'll be making a pickup over here in town at Advance-Pierre Tyson Foods facility on the east end of town. I've been to this shipper several times in the past. It's not I'm not out here a huge amount, but it's yeah, I've been here at least a few times. I don't remember how much, but alright. So I guess to recap though, because the last video you guys saw from me was a pickup in Colton, California, going to Ochalata, Oklahoma, or Ochalata as the locals call it. That delivery went well. I actually spent like about an hour after they told me to go ahead, because I didn't get a doctor assignment when I first got there. And then they told me, they called me up and told me to go ahead and dock into 310 when the driver in that door vacates it. Well, about an hour later, the other driver finally leaves. What is this here in the corner? Oh, alright, never mind. I thought I was seeing something. Alright, but, so that brings up another topic there. Do I go knock on the driver's door and ask him, hey, are you going to leave anytime soon? Or do I just sit and wait? Simply put, I just sit and wait. It's wasn't going to affect my status overall, and really it's not my responsibility to get him out of the door. It's the customer's responsibility. And on top of that, knowing that the driver, which I have actually had this happen to me before, where I let the driver, maybe as a courtesy to the customer, let the driver know that, hey, just FYI, I'm assigned to your door, and just wondering if you got a call at all, whatever. If they don't get a call, if they haven't received a call or claim that they haven't received one, no, that's between them and the customer. And honestly, they don't have any obligation to listen to me. It's between them and the customer. So the customer, and the funny thing is, I called them about 40 minutes after waiting. Just let them know, hey, just FYI, the driver in the door that you signed me to is still there. Hasn't even hooked up to his trailer yet. And they tell me, oh, he's been called. So I hope, okay, if you say so. I don't know. It's ultimately, he has no obligation to listen to me, even if I were to go up there and knock on his door and try to get his attention. Hey, you gonna go get your bills and get the hell out of the door or not? Like I said, that's the customer's responsibility. They have shag drivers there they can always get in touch with, and have the shag driver knock on the driver's door or something if it comes down to that. I've had that happen to me before. That usually happens like when the customer tries to call me, but maybe I'm in a dead spot and my phone's not working. Or I just don't have cell signal or something where they can't, where their calls to me are not going through. I've even had times where the customer thinks they're calling me, but they're actually calling a different customer. How I know that also happens is I've had them call me when they're actually trying to call someone else. So I know that is a thing. Alright, so we're going to make a quick stop at the Love's truck stop before we get over there to the customer. We're about 9 miles away from the shipper right now, and just a hair past the street that we're going to turn onto is where the Love's is at. I need to get reefer fuel. Whoever dropped this trailer at our terminal, as I call it, the mothership in Sapulpa. That's the JCT home terminal, by the way. Whoever dropped it there only he left it with a little bit less than half a tank of fuel in it, and usually 9 times out of 10 when we pick up over here at this Tyson facility, it's a drop-and hook. So, I mean, I have live loaded there before, if I recall, but most of the time it's a drop hook. Just a matter of whether they're running on time, and then have they already docked in a trailer for that load or whatever. Oh, it's a coyote, I think. Alright, so ended up going back to the terminal after that Walmart delivery, by the way, and got knocked out a few things. I got my ElitePass unit installed, or I got it from the shop there, and I was also able to get my refrigerator replaced. It took a little bit because I think they had to order it from some local vendor or something, and then it got delivered. But after, you know, and while the guy was waiting on it to show up, he was working on a different truck, so he had to finish up on that truck, and then got back to mine. But yeah, I got by yesterday afternoon, I would say. Yeah, basically end of the business day for our day shift people. Around that time, my truck was ready for me to use again. Ended up running into my buddy Brett over there. Now, Brett's been with us for 4 years, going on 5, I think, now, and I also ran into a couple other drivers I am familiar with through our Facebook groups. Alright, so all in all, I got good things accomplished there and rolling again. Now, you might notice my left side camera here is got some issues there. It's not a bad song. I don't think that's the version of the song that I am familiar with them like, though. That sounds like maybe a bluegrass or country type version, perhaps, but yeah, there's another version I know it's metal. Brain fart on the name of the group. You guys help me out there. I know the song, and I have it in my head, but alright, anyway, got all that knocked out. Got a pre-plan here that's going to get me back to my home and for Thanksgiving. So I'll be a happy camper with that. My wife is definitely thrilled when I told her about that. When I was, I got that when I was actually in the dock door still in Ochelada yesterday. All right, we got about 5 minutes left though. Now, there was something I do want to talk about on this video, and that would be emergency leave, or family emergencies, more particularly, and trucking. All right, so sometimes you're going to have good or bad experiences with this kind of thing in trucking, and it really depends on what cross section of the trucking industry you're in. You know, if you got a load that, if you were driving for a smaller company that, you're always married to the same trailer and the same load, sorry. I don't know, depending on the company's situation or the owner, maybe they might fly out to you or something, or have you drop it and fly, get you home by airplane and cover the load for you. But then again, that's above and beyond, I would say, and is your emergency should not be a financial burden to the company, and I'm going to explain why. So there's a common thing that drivers do, company drivers do at larger companies. When they want to quit, sometimes they'll claim that they have a family emergency, and then they'll go home for that emergency, and there isn't even really an emergency at all. They're just using it as a bullshit excuse to basically to abandon the truck abandon a truck or load without having to have it show up on their hire right. You know, a lot of people call it the DAC, but they don't use DAC anymore. It's called hire right. Or at least that's what most carriers use now. So, you know, there are a lot of drivers who do that kind of thing. So we got to keep that in mind, all right? So, you know, some carriers, maybe they're in a position where they can help like that, but how many drivers will can possibly take advantage of them and maybe get free ride back home or free bullshit travel home when can abandon a load for that kind of thing, and and it's all nothing but financial and business risk to the carrier. So it's just not a good thing. Now there are options though. A carrier like JCT. I'm not saying this is how JCT does things. I'm not saying how they should do it, but saying it's how these are the options basically. One, you can get a load that'll get you back in your home direction as quickly as possible, or maybe a swap with another driver. But then when you're at a company like JCT, where, like, at least for us lease drivers, we can refuse loads. We can also refuse swaps. So if I have the load that you need to get home, and I don't want to give up the load because maybe I have my own reason why I want to keep my load, or I have maybe I'm just an asshole and I don't like to do swaps or something. We do have drivers who do that. I always give help out if I don't have something else personal going on that I need to deal with. But we do have drivers who don't like to do swaps and won't do them. And they're always, because maybe they're concerned that the trailer they're going to acquire is going to have problems. Now, we're about a mile away from the left. It's going to be right up here on the right side, by the way. This street right here where the FedEx facility is at, this is where we're going to turn. Go up this way when it's time to make our pickup. Alright, so they can get you a swap, but there has to be somebody in the area, along your route, that is also willing to do a swap. Because also keep in mind, there are drivers who will swap, but they won't swap if they're giving up a load with, say, 1,500 miles still on it, and you're giving them back a load with only 300 to 500 miles on it. Now, a lot of people don't understand that, you might be delivering more quickly. How much dwell time do you have between when you can reach your own customer? When you actually, when they'll actually let you deliver it. And how much dwell time is there between you meeting up with the other driver and actually getting it moving, and then as well as waiting at that driver's customer waiting to deliver. So I burn up my hours anyway, so I don't really care. Some people make a big stink out of it, but I trust me, I burn up my clock, I get the miles. And I don't have problems getting decent pay, when I give up loads like that. I can give you another story on that, but it's kind of a side note that kind of strays off the into the weeds, I guess, on that when I want to talk about family emergencies. All right, so there is that issue that can come up. Your DM and the planner, whatever, might be trying to help you. They might even have other drivers that they've contacted, that they think are the key candidates to swap with you, but then find out that maybe those drivers are refusing to do the swap for whatever their reasons are. This is a little bit of a pain here. Alright, so there's the other thing there. What if they have you maybe park, disconnect from your trailer, and then fly you out? Again, if you're flying out, that should be at your own expense, not the carrier's. Now, on that note, though, If it's bereavement, like say a loved one, family member died, you can always contact the airline and see if you can get a bereavement flight. A lot of the carriers do. A lot of the air carriers do actually have that kind of thing. But now you have to be. It has to be a verifiable emergency too. Now, my experience with military service, there was always a thing. If we had a family emergency, it had to be verified through the American Red Cross. If you didn't get verification of the emergency through Red Cross, too bad, it's not an emergency. You're blowing smoke up our ass, and we're not going to play that game. It's kind of how I played it. So, same thing with airlines. If you get some kind of confirmation, I don't know how the process is. I don't work in the commercial airline industry, but I do have an aviation background that you guys know. They can give you a flight for either for free or for a substantially lower cost, or they might even, if you don't have them, they might, back up, basically front you the money where they expect you to pay them back or something. It's, every airline might have its own policies. I'm not going to speak for every airline, but that's basically the gist of how it works. A lot of you guys might just not be aware of that. We're good. I was seeing the insulation on the DEF dispenser, and I was forgetting that that's just the insulation. Thought it was closed or something. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and get my reefer fuel here, and then we'll continue this. Alright guys, we're ready to roll now. So I was talking about the bereavement flights. Yeah, it's something that you can also do, and then, but gotta also keep in mind, if you're under a load, you don't want to abandon the load, especially when the freight market is like it is, and a lot of companies are kind of tightening up on their hiring standards on who they will and won't hire. In fact, I was just talking to our recruiters yesterday. I was at the terminal and learned some things about some of the things that they require. Am I going to be able to make my left? Alright, I have to go right, I guess. Alright, let me get my thing set up again, because it's a little bit trickier for me when I'm in a truck, but I can still, I come up here to 64 bypass and come back up, and cut across. Alright, so again, you have to, your load's got to be able to be covered by somebody, and who's going to cover it and how? Or do they have somebody who's empty or Bobtail in your area who can cover it? How long is it going to, what's it going to take to get them to your load and for them to get it delivered on time as well? Now, these are all things that can be problems that have to be dealt with. So it might come across a lot of times like the carrier doesn't care about you, and there are some cases where maybe it's not so much the carrier, but specific people at the carrier, like your DM or the specific planner involved. Maybe they aren't doing enough. Maybe they have their hands full with a lot of other stuff too. Who knows? That's why you don't want to waste your waste your driver and your DM's time with phone calls and other stuff if you don't absolutely need to. The more they get inundated with that kind of stuff, the more likely you're going to have problems like that because they don't have time to work it. Now that kind of thing should have priority, but like a JCT, we have basically what we call a home guru or a swap guru, who all they do is look for trucks to swap with other trucks. So they look for loads that are either trying to get home or loads that are running behind schedule, and they try to locate other trucks that are going to cross with them, or even that are going to chase them down if they have an HOS problem, or maybe it's a team truck. I'm going to go ahead and use Chestnut. That's a no truck road anyway. There's a, I'm going to see my Google here was suggesting that road there, but there's a no truck sign right there, so it's definitely out of the question. East Chestnut Avenue up here is the next option it's given me. Let me get zoomed out so I can double check where it's, that looks, or I can use Willow, I think. Willow is the street on the north side of, or no. Yeah, I think it's Willow. Alright. No, that's a no truck route also. That's not a no truck route when I see trucks, never mind, they're all coming in off in this driveway right here. I'll have to use Willow. Willow is right there along the north side of my shipper. There actually is a guard shack over there too, but every time I come to this shipper, I always come in from the south side of the lot. Now, the address that they give on my load assignment is Willow, but, or at least usually it's Willow. I didn't even bother to look. I'm used to it being Willow in the past. But I know from experience coming here in the past that I always come into the South Guard Shack. Alright, 0.4 of a mile. Alright, so just know that sometimes they are trying, and there could be other people involved in there, other drivers or whatever, who are causing it to not work out for you. I'm saying road closed ahead, but, well, I do see it. It's closed up on this thing, but I'm not trying to go that way anyway. This is interesting. Well, this is a street I need right here anyway, East Willow. And I don't see any truck restriction signs here on this one, so yeah, we're definitely good here. And if it came down to it, I would say that road construction that went on over there that prevented me from leaving gloves in the direction I wanted to and should have been able to, kind of forced me to take roads that I didn't want to use, if it came down to it. Alright, so you guys kind of have an idea on with all that now. I'm going to go ahead and we'll high speed it from here over to the shipper. We're going to make a right turn onto 54th Street, and then the next street down, make a right, and then another right into the guard shack. Alright guys, we're checked in now. We're going to go ahead and back into one of these spots over here by this Tyson truck and wait for a phone call. I also got to slide your tandems back once you get in here. So go ahead and get backed in first. And then we'll go ahead and slide them since That looks just about perfect for that spot there. Yeah, a little micro adjustment on my steering and that's it. Otherwise, completely hands off. Right here at the end. I'll get tandem slid and wait for the phone call. We'll have some more for you here when we're ready to either dock in or drop this in a different spot. Alright guys, we are going to be docking in. This is going to be a live load. We're going to dock it into door 10 and then we'll drop our we'll drop the trailer and Bobtail over to here where this other JCT's at. I'm going to go ahead and go slow, that way it doesn't burn up my 14-hour clock. Oh, 47. Oh, I remember that truck. Yeah, that's a couple that drives that truck. Okay, yeah, door 10 is going to be over on the other side of the shipping office. I think they treat this technically as a one-way lane, but I'm not blindsiding if I don't need to. Well, there's room over there anyway, so I guess it doesn't matter. I'll go ahead and run high speed here to speed this up. Alright, so our door's right here. So this trailer's here. We're not going to be able to do quite a straight back. Now, whoever dropped this trailer in the yard is an asshole. You're going to see in a second what I'm talking about. Oh, come on. Now my freaking strap got knocked all off. Alright, so the hanger that attaches the door to the side of the trailer is missing. Why whoever dropped the trailer at the terminal did not report that, I don't know. But you see, I got a bungee strap trying to keep the door on there. This wind, it's not doing a very good job of it, but hopefully it does just enough of a good job. Look, I'm a little bit wide here. Should be able to correct for it though. I might be able to chase it down just on time. Yeah. But I gotta be extra careful because that door is in the wrong position and I get too close to that dock door, it'll knock my door right off the trailer. Alright guys, we're hooked back up. We're going to scale out now. You see the scale right here. We're going to call the shipper back up once we're in front of it. Getting a little on the bright side out here. It is currently 11:11 local time. I got here, 8 o'clock, so, or before, yeah, a little before 8 o'clock, which was my appointment time. Should be a little bit of detention pay coming out of this now. Hello, it's JCT, about to scale in. Alright, pulling the steers on now.
Alright. Now pull about halfway off the top.
Alrighty. Steers look good, 11,380. Oh, that's a light one.
Yeah, all the way on.
31.8, that's, you got a light load on me, it sounds like. Let me double check that. Yeah, I don't think so either. The right side is off.
Yeah, just pull forward and straighten it out, and then you can back all the way off and pull it again.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing here. Alright, look like we're good there. All the way off, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm clear of the scale.
Alright, so pull up your steer again.
Alrighty. It doesn't seem to match what's on my gauge, actually. Alright, we'll do.
Alright, get on it.
Alright, thanks. Alright guys, we are done here. We're going to go ahead and check out now. They have this set up where you can only make a right turn off of the scale. So we'll go back around. Alright, weights are all good. I have the tandems in the California hole, the 40-foot mark. I got 11,460, 31,700, 32,860, and gross of 76,080 pounds. Now I got thrown off because what I'm used to seeing when I'm doing a whole, a gross weight scale, but I'm doing them axles at a time, it usually shows me the combined weight of all axles that are on there, but this scale is set up where it automatically compensates for, I don't normally, I usually go this way. It automatically compensates for what axles were already there before. So when I was seeing 31 something on my drive axle weight, I thought it was the combined weight of my steers and drive axles, but it turned out it was actually my drive axles only. It had already subtracted the steer axle weight from the combined. And then same with the trailer weight. It automatically subtracts the tractor weight from the gross weight to figure it out before it even shows it. Pretty cool setup there, I think. Alright, we're gonna get checked out here and we'll be on our way.
I don't do that.
Oh, okay. I knew that. I was just checking to make sure you knew too.
Alright, you're good.
Thanks. You too. Alright guys, we are done here. Let me get my seatbelt on and we'll be ready. Gonna be a little bit of fun. Alright, looks like we're good here. Okay, make sure our tandem's clear the back of this guy first. Yep, we're good by a mile. Alright, I did not get a chance to talk to the other JCT driver. They were checking out at the same time as you saw. I don't know, maybe I'll run into them over at the Loves. Like the wife half is driving. I saw her checking out, or going in to sign for her bills. Alright, so you guys know we're going to California with this. Now I'll give you a little bit more of the specifics on that. Load will be going to the Shamrock Foods facility in Eastville, or Riverside as you might call it, whichever. I can't remember. I think I have. I want to say I've been there before. I know there's a Shamrock Foods facility over in the region there, same general neck of the woods that I know for sure that I've been to, but I thought it was more like by Ontario or Fontana or something. But I don't know. I'll double check. I didn't bother to take a look on my logged in part. If I had already started that location in the past and had been to it. So, but whatever the case, yeah, I do expect that I will be delivering it personally. And it's definitely not one of those. I've been there a ton of times, like Walmart and Colton. So, I definitely will be vlogging that one, alright? Camera issues and all. So, yeah, I might have to order a new camera for that one. Because if there's condensation in there at all, I have to wonder why it's there at all. There must be a bad seal. It's supposed to be a waterproof camera, but there's condensation at all. It tells me there's some moisture, some humidity is making it into that cavity between the lens and the cover. I don't know what you call that thing. The lens cover, sure. But and the condensation accumulates right there in front of where the camera lens is at. So, I think that raccoon just got killed not too long ago. All right, so that's what's going on. We're just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna make a quick stop at the Loves over here. Restroom and drink. I got us some loaded call. Scale is already good. I know the weights are going to be fine, even if I go on a cat scale. So I'm going to go ahead and call this one a day, alright? You guys see, I already know that the Loves is right down the street here on my right side. So I'm going to let you guys go. Hope you guys enjoyed, alright? We'll see you guys in Eastville or Riverside, whichever. Alright, you have a great day.